Hello humans, this is Dr. Kai and this is the Elite Dangerous 2.2 Beta, The Guardians. And in this video I'm going to go through the outfitting of the Beluga Liner, and then at the end I'm going to go through the handling, as well as some other things I've noticed, although I'm going to do some more detailed videos about them. So let's get straight into it. Firstly, I want to show you what is available. So here are the hard points, 5 class 2 hard points, medium hard points, 6 utility mounts. The core internals look like this. It's a 6 power plant, a 7 thrusters, 7 frameshift drive, 8 life support, 6 power distributor, 5 sensors, and 5 fuel tank. That's a 32. And then your optional internals look like this. You got 3 6s, 4 6s, 2 5s, a 4, and 4 3s. And basically, I've come up with this build. I'm not necessarily 100% happy with it, but you should know that you're going to be able to get about a jump range of 23 to 24, depending on what you do. It could be a bit less if you want to have a lot of passenger cabins, but we'll go through that. Let me show you my build for the maximum jump range. And the reason why I want a maximum jump range, and I think most people do, is that they're going to be using this ship for sightseeing, possibly exploring the galaxy, role-playing, or actually doing missions to do with passenger missions. It does have the kind of a feel of a ferry in a sense that way, or a cruise ship, put it that way. So yeah, also you should note it seems like it's going to cost 80 million credits, unless that changes, because it was 8 million for me to buy. So hopefully it's going to stick with that. And let's go through it. So for my build, I only need a 5D power plant, which is the lightest that I can contain. You might want to get a 5A instead. And if we bring that up now, you'll see that that changes the jump range by a very tiny smidgen. So actually I might actually just do that, because it will keep me cooler when I'm fuel scooping. The 7A thrusters I've opted for. You can get the smallest possible thrust, the lightest possible thrusters, 60. That gives you, again, just a tiny, like a tenth of a light year. So I've gone for the 7A. It helps with the high G planets. And that costs 50 million, by the way. Same with the 7A frameshift drive housing, 50 million. And yeah, if you go for the 7B, you lose about 4 light years, so you might want to switch to that until you can afford the bigger one. That's going to cost you only 16 million. The life support I've turned down to D, as is usual when you're setting up a jump range ship. The power distributor I've got as a 5D, but if I wanted to, I could put it all the way up to 6A for better boosting and lose about half a light year. It's your choice. 5D sensors, as is usual again. Leave the fuel tank as it is. And for the internals, right, there's a few new things you need to know about, but let's start with the top. 6A fuel scoop, best fuel scoop I can afford, and in case you're wondering, that costs 28 million. You can go for the 6B, and that'll only cost you 7 million, so it's your choice if you can afford it or not. For the fighter hangar, I could have gone for a 6. Basically, it seems they come in 5s and 6s, although there could be others in other stations. I really haven't explored it very well. I'm trying to get this video out as quickly as possible. But as I say, they come in 5s or 6s. The 5 holds 1 ship, the 6 holds 2. I've gone for the 5, and yeah, you get a whole set of choices for your ships. They all seem to be F-63 Condors. Maybe you can get others in different stations, I'm not sure. And they all have their different variations in boost speeds, etc. And in case you're wondering, you can take them about 30 kilometers away from your ship before they count down to destruction. Yeah, so anyway, more detail on that in different videos. You've now got a whole range of passenger cabins, which I will show you now. Basically, they come in 4s, 5s, and 6s, and each one has an economy, a business, a first class, and a luxury. The number of passengers you can hold is different for each one. So here's the first class, 8, 6. The 6C holds 8, the 6D holds 16, and 6E holds 32, and it will work like that. The class 6s seem to weigh 40 tons. The class 5s, which I've opted for, weighs 20 tons. The class 4s weigh 10 tons. As an exploration vessel, I've also got the basic scanners and a 2G planetary vehicle hangar with a Scarab. I don't seem to have any more choices for SRVs, so that's that. And as for livery, at the moment it seems, I can put livery now on my fighters and my SRVs. Didn't even notice that. And there isn't a Black Friday skin for this just yet. Maybe there never will be, I don't know. A new mechanic you may have noticed in passing is that it seems that some of these slots are dedicated to only being able to have those 3: passenger, cabins, cargo racks, or hull reinforcements. I'm not sure if that's a new feature or if that is just a problem with the beta, but we will soon see. But that is the reason why I haven't currently got a shield. Anyway, that is my outfitting guide. And hopefully this answers some of your questions that you've been having since the Beluga Liner was announced. Things are subject to change. This is only a beta video, and if it does change, I'll make another video. Do subscribe. I'm going to release more videos as well, but now let's go on to the handling. So here's the cockpit. As you can see, absolutely huge. Biggest cockpit by far. It's got 3 seats, and it really feels like, you know, the cockpit of a big ship. It's got that kind of cruise ship feel to it. This is the kind of place where the little kids would want to come and see the captain as he pilots the ship. And it's so big that I cannot possibly walk around. I'm in the Oculus Rift. I can get about that far away from my seat. I am very impressed with the cockpit, I have to say. Now let's give the handling a little feel. I have to say again, I'm extremely impressed with the handling. It rotates, it yaws really well. These are stock thrusters, 7E. I haven't upgraded the thrusters yet in this video, and as you can see, it's rotating pretty well. It does a full 180 in about 5 seconds, and the pitch is a bit worse, but still really impressive. Way better than the cutter, way better than the Anaconda. Now let's see how well it fits through the mail slot. It is the biggest ship in the game, remember. There's about that much clearance, so it's going to be quite tricky to get through. Let's do that again. If it's done like that, you can see it's going to be a tight squeeze, and it's also quite wide, so as soon as the station starts rotating as you leave it, you're going to get caught like I just did. So you're going to want to watch out for that. It's going to be quite tricky and quite fun to do that. The most striking thing about the ship is how big it is in VR. You can only really tell in VR, but really from here, at the normal height that I am, I'm looking up at a proper cruise ship. Here's the vertical thrusting with the 7A thrusters. And the yaw is again slightly better. Still really impressed, and same with the pitch. Seems to have a bit of a curve to it. So you press it, and then it kind of speeds up a bit. Now let's take a look at the speeds with the 7A thrusters. So the maximum non-boost speed seems to be 218, and boosting takes you up to just about 300. It's pretty fast, not as fast as the cutter. I'm now going to make a video about the Dolphin, exactly the same as this, and I'm also going to make a video covering some of the things that I've seen regarding the changes in 2.2 that I think you're going to find very interesting. It's going to be very short and very brief, and then I'll probably do a more detailed one, especially within the context of exploration, because I'm an exploration channel. And then I'm probably going to make a video that is going to decide whether this update is good enough to bring people who have left the game back into the game, so watch out for that. Please subscribe, please pass on to your friends. So long, humans! To see what secrets they hold. Join me as I sail amongst the stars.